Hey everyone, this is going to be my first attempt at a completely extemporaneous video without any slides or documentation to follow, so hopefully it makes some kind of coherent sense, just pure stream of consciousness. Now, I'm wearing my Johnny Rotten shirt here, you like that? The reason why is because the topic of this video is anarchy, and I'm a huge Sex Pistols fan. But I don't think anarchy belongs in the real world, or if it does, it belongs for very limited periods of time. I think anarchy is a utopian idea. It celebrates destruction. It is not the basis for any kind of society or any kind of long-term human condition. And the reason why I wanted to discuss this topic is because I consider myself to be a libertarian, or at least I am in favor of limited constitutional government, because I think that works, and I think we have to. I am very opposed to the welfare state, because I don't think that is the role of government. However, I do think there is a role for government, and I am concerned that a lot of people who are on the libertarian political side of the political spectrum, it's not really a spectrum, it's more of a space, so they're in that region of the political landscape, believe that we can exist without a state, without a government, without coercion, right? And this is a very nice idea, but I believe it is incredibly naive. I think it is as naive as to believe that communism could work. And the reason why, so let me first explain why I think, where I think this idea comes from, and why it seems so plausible to so many people. I believe the plausibility of both communism and anarchism, in fact of all political ideologies, comes from childhood experience. And because all political ideologies, regardless of their views on the ideal form of society, have one thing in common, which is they are all based on morality. And in my opinion, and I'm prepared to back this up with argument and evidence, morality is nothing but an internalization of the power structures around you. So as children in kindergarten, there's a teacher who enforces the rules. And as human beings, we tend to internalize, we learn to obey those rules, and we do that by internalizing the values of the society in which we exist, of the social context and the cultural context that we are immersed in. And remember, we are always immersed in this. So recently I was watching a video by Stefan Molyneux, whom I admire and respect, however I believe he is wrong. And in that video he said, why is there such immorality in the public sphere, and whereas, we all know we're moral in the private sphere. And he also said something to the effect of, well, we know that it's wrong to initiate force. I mean, that's something we all learned in kindergarten. And this brings out the fundamental fallacy behind all of these political movements. The reality is not kindergarten, okay? The reason why we're moral in the private sphere is precisely because there is a coercive state that enforces morality. The reason why we do not initiate force is precisely because we live in an environment of coercion. People are not altruists. We are not nice. We're not altruistic in the communist sense, which is to say we do not do things for others of our own accord. We do not go out of our way. Other people do not have intrinsic value to us. We do not seek their betterment at the expense of our own. And people are not altruistic in the anarchist utopian sense of being willing to moderate their selfish interests by not acting forcefully against others when it would be in their interest to do that. And the most obvious empirical evidence for this is the state itself, and the fact that there are so many people attempting to use the state coercively to extract something from you, right? From all of the members of society, right? The state is this amazing instrument that, on the one hand, maintains order, and is necessary for society, but can be corrupted and turned to the use of extracting wealth from people. And that is the problem we face. And so the anarchist solution of getting rid of the state, it just doesn't work. If you get rid of the state, you have chaos, and then you simply have the emergence of other political entities that are just as coercive. And so, again, the reason why the state acts immorally is because there's nothing above the state enforcing its morality. And the reason why individuals in the so-called private sphere are more moral is precisely because they have this, they have the state above them and enforcing their morality. So the idea that you can simply do away with the state and everything will be hunky-dory is absurd. The other empirical point here is that there has never been a situation in all of human history where there was anarchy for any extended period of time. Anarchy only exists as a transitional phase, right? It's a phase transition between one ordered state and another ordered state. It does not have any permanent existence. So, yes, when there is a revolution or when order breaks down, you might get genocide, you might get all kinds of things, and those things are fairly transient because people organize themselves into groups to cooperate, and also, though, to fight against other groups. That is human nature. And any movement, any political movement that is in denial of human nature is going to fail. That's true of communism and it's true of anarchism.